Section 8. Dreams. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Silver. Current Superstitions by Fanny Bergen. Chapter 8. Dreams. Numbers 463 to 607. Chapter 8. Dreams. Animals. To dream of cod or caplin is a sign of rain. Newfoundland. To dream of a good catch of fish is a sign of rain. Heart's Content, NF. To dream of catching fish is good luck. Prince Edward Island. If you dream you catch fish, it is a sign you will make a good bargain according to the size of the fish. To dream of catching a fish means money. Cape Breton. To dream of flies means sickness. Massachusetts. To dream of flies is good luck. Peabody, Massachusetts. To dream of lice is a sign of death. New Harbor, NF. To dream of lice is a sign of enemies. Topsail, NF. To dream of lice is a sign of coming wealth. Alabama. To dream of lice means sickness in the family. Ohio. To dream of snakes means enemies. Cape Breton, general in the United States. In some localities it is said if you kill the snake in your dream, you will conquer your enemies. To dream of porpoises is bad luck. Labrador. It is lucky to dream of pigs. Brunswick, NY. Dreaming of or seeing rats, numerous, is a sign of death. Heart's Content, NF. To dream of a rat is the sign of an enemy. Boston, Massachusetts. To dream of rats is a sign of thieves. Central Mine and Chestertown, MD. It is a sign of bad news to dream about a white horse. Quebec. To dream of a white horse 3 nights in succession is a sign of the death of an elderly person. Central New York. If you dream of a black horse, it is a sure sign of death. Peabody, Massachusetts. To dream of a black horse is a sign of a wedding, of a white horse is a sign of a letter. Cape Breton. To dream of a horse is a sign of a letter. Miramichi, NB. To dream of horses is a sign of wind. Topsail, NF. Dreaming of cows is a sign of a hostile angry woman. Bay Roberts, NF. To dream of dogs and horses is a sign of good luck. St. John, NB. To dream of catching a bird is a sign of a letter. Cape Breton. If you dream of a bird in a cage, you will have trouble with your bow. New England. To dream of cats means enemies. Cape Breton. To dream of a cat means an enemy. If in the dream you conquer the cat, you will conquer the enemy. Miramichi, NB. Colors. To dream of white things is lucky, or sign of death. Newfoundland. Dreaming of white things is a sign of snow in summer. Labrador and Newfoundland. Dreaming of working on white cloth is a sign of death. Newfoundland. To dream of white or red is unlucky. To dream of black is lucky. Dead persons. To dream of a dead father is lucky. Labrador. To dream of a dead mother is unlucky, it brings sorrow. Labrador. To dream of the dead is a sign of hearing from the living. Topsail and New Harbor, NF. To dream of the dead is a sign of rain. New Harbor, NF. To dream of seeing a deceased friend means rain within a few days. Talladega, Alabama. To dream of a dead person means a letter next day. Northern Maine. If you dream of the dead, you'll hear from the living. Prince Edward Island, general in the United States. Earth. To dream of walking in a garden is a sign of a graveyard. To dream of plowed ground indicates that a grave will be dug for some member of the family before the year ends. Western New York. To dream of seeing fresh earth bodes misfortune. Northern Ohio. To dream of digging ground or white potatoes is a sign of death. Harbor Grace, N.F. To dream of seeing the ground unseasonably plowed means death. Nova Scotia. Eggs. To dream of eggs means you will get a beating. Prince Edward Island. Dreaming of eggs is a sign of anger, if broken all over. New Harbor, N.F. To dream of whole eggs is a sign of a fuss, of broken eggs is not. Chestertown, M.D. To dream of a nest full of eggs and a bird sitting on them means you will receive something new. Cape Breton. Fire and smoke. It is bad luck to dream of fire. St. John, N.B. To dream of fire portends sickness. Eastern Massachusetts. If you dream of fire, it is a sign of trouble in the family. Alabama. If you dream of fire, you'll have a row. Massachusetts. To dream of fire is a sign of anger. Newfoundland and Labrador. To dream of fire means hasty news. To dream of smoke means trouble. Miramichi, N.B. Dream of flame out of season, you will be angry without a reason. If you dream about a large blaze of fire, you will get some money unexpectedly. Alabama. Dreaming of smoke indicates trouble. Alabama. To dream of smoke means death. Wisconsin. Human beings. To dream of a baby is a sign of death. To dream of babies is unlucky or is a sign of trouble. General in the United States. To dream of carrying a child is unlucky. It is bad luck or death to dream of naked clinging, climbing children. Labrador and Newfoundland. It is ill luck to dream of a priest. Central Maine. If you dream of a Negro, you will surely quarrel. If you dream of being kissed by or being very intimate with a woman friend, it means a disagreement. If you dream of a person of the opposite sex 3 nights in succession, you are sure to marry him. Alabama. If you dream of a gentleman, you will never marry him. Bedford, Massachusetts. If you dream of a person as going 2 ways at once, it is a sign the person dreamed of will die before the year is out. Boston, Massachusetts. To dream of a naked man is a sign of the death of a woman, and vice versa. Baltimore, M.D., Negro. To dream of a drunken husband or man is unlucky. Labrador. To dream of men is lucky. Newfoundland. To dream of women is unlucky. Bay Roberts, N.F. Meteorological phenomena. To dream of walking through snow means sickness. St. John, N.B. To dream of a snowstorm is a sign of the speedy death of a relative. South Framingham, Massachusetts. To dream of snow in spring, May, is a sign of a good catch of fish. Trinity Bay, N.F. If a fisherman dreams of it's raining, it is a sign of a good catch of fish. Green Harbor, N.F. Anything dreamed on the east wind, that means when the east wind is blowing, will come true. Chestertown, M.D., Negro. Money and metals. To dream of silver money is a sign of sickness. To dream of small change, money, is bad luck. Newfoundland. To dream of gold or silver is good luck, of paper is bad. Boston, Massachusetts. If you dream of gold, it is a sign of an increase of property. Alabama. Teeth. To dream of teeth is unlucky. Eastern Massachusetts. It is death or bad luck to dream of teeth falling out. Newfoundland and Northern Ohio. To dream of losing a tooth means a death. Nova Scotia and Cape Breton. To dream of pulling out your teeth means sickness. Eastern Massachusetts. To dream of losing a tooth means losing a friend. Virginia. If you dream of having a front tooth drop out, you will lose a near relative within a year. If a back tooth, a distant relative. Water. To dream of smooth water means good luck, of rough water means ill luck. St. John, N.B. Dreaming of running water means approaching death to the dreamer or some near relative. To dream of clear sparkling water means good luck. Miramichi, N.B. To dream of milky or oily water means death or disaster. Miramichi, N.B. To dream of seeing muddy water signifies that you will have trouble. Alabama. To dream of clear water means prosperity, of muddy water means trouble. Boston, Massachusetts. To dream of washing is a sign of a move. Cape Breton and Wisconsin. Weddings and funerals. To dream of marriage is a sign of a funeral. Topsail and Carbonear, Trinity Bay, NF. If you dream of a marriage, it is the sign of a death, and if you dream of a death, it is the sign of a marriage. Alabama. If you dream of a marriage, you will hear of a death next day. Talladega, Alabama. If you dream of a wedding, you will hear of the death of a friend in that month. Pennsylvania. To dream of a wedding means death. Mifflintown, PA. Dream on a piece of wedding cake. Write names on slips of paper and pull them out. The one you pull twice is the one you will marry. Massachusetts. Sleep on a piece of wedding cake, and the one you dream about will be your future partner in life. New Brunswick. Sleep on a piece of wedding cake, and if you have the same dream 3 nights in succession, your dream will come to pass. New York. To dream of a funeral means a wedding. Miscellaneous. To dream of raw meat is a sign of ill luck. To dream of eating meat is a sign of sickness. Boston. To see while asleep fresh meats of any kind is a warning of death. Alabama. To dream of blood is a sign of sickness. Alabama. To dream of blood is a sign that someone will scandalize you. Baltimore, M.D., Negro. To dream of onions is good. To dream of flowers is a sign of sickness. Alabama. To dream of fruit out of season, trouble without reason. Northern Ohio. To dream of cherries is evil. To dream of an anchor means good luck. St. John, N.B. To dream on land of a vessel with sail set is a sign of a funeral. Labrador and Trinity Bay, N.F. To dream of small beels or sewing silk is lucky. Labrador. What you dream the first night you are in a strange house will come true. General in the United States. If you dream the first night you are in a strange bed, your dream will come true. If the dream was of a sweetheart, you will be married. Trinity Bay and Bay Roberts, N.F. To dream of losing the sole of your shoe indicates the death of a near friend. Cape Breton. To dream of seeing anyone wear worn-out shoes means the death of a near relative. Cape Breton. To dream of a hole worn in a boot is a sign of being sick. Newfoundland. To dream of bad boots is unlucky. Newfoundland. Saturday night's dream, Sunday morning told, will come to pass before it's a week old. Maine and Massachusetts. Saturday night dreamt, Sunday morning told, sure to come true, before a month old. Eastern Massachusetts. Relate the dream before breakfast and it will come true. General in the United States. If you dream the same thing 3 times, it will come true. Dreaming of handling new-made boards is a sign of a coffin. A carpenter's notion. Heart's Content, N.F. If you dream of seeing a boat drawn or sailing on land, it is a sign of death. Cape Breton. If you dream that you see an empty coffin, you will see it filled within a year. To dream of dough in a bread pan is the sign of a coffin. New Brunswick. To dream of dough in a black pan is a sign of a corpse. Miramichi, N.B. To dream of bread is good luck. Boston, Massachusetts. To dream of going in a carriage means you'll travel with a friend. Cape Breton. Pick up a stone in a strange place and put it under the pillow for 3 nights. If you dream, it will come true. Newfoundland. To dream of being in a new house is a sign of death. Harbor Grace, N.F. Place the heel of one shoe against the instep of the other 3 nights in a row, and you will dream of your future husband. Franklin, Massachusetts. To dream that your sweetheart has the ague means that he loves you. To dream you are a fool is good luck and increase of wealth. Dreaming of persons being sick is a sign of being well. Newfoundland and New Hampshire. To dream of a death is a sign of life. To dream of the devil is a sign of good luck. Trinity Bay, N.F. To dream you cry means you will laugh. Boston, Massachusetts. Dreams go by contraries. General in the United States. End of chapter 8.
This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Andrew Lebrun, Boston, Massachusetts. Current Superstitions by Fanny Dickerson Bergen, Chapter 9. Luck. Superstitions 608 through 713. Cards. At cards, if your luck is poor, walk round your chair 3 times, lift it, sit down, and your luck is assured. General in the United States. At cards, it is bad luck to play against the grain of the table. General in the United States. At cards, it is unlucky to turn up your hand before the dealer is through. Alabama. At cards, it is common to blow on the deal without looking at it for good luck. Providence, Rhode Island, and Salem, Massachusetts. Days. It is unlucky to travel on Friday. New York and Pennsylvania. Never begin a piece of work on Friday. It is bad luck. General in the United States. Seafaring men will not sail on Friday. Somewhat general in the United States. If you begin a piece of work on Friday, it will be a very short or a very long job. St. John, N.B. It is bad luck to cut your fingernails on Friday. Pigeon Cove, Massachusetts. As with the superstitious generally, Friday is a very unlucky day. Housekeepers will prefer paying a quarter's rent extra to going into a house on that day. It is, of course, most unlucky to be married on it. Wednesday is the day considered most favorable for the purpose. Newfoundland. If you cut your nails on Sunday, you'll do something you're ashamed of before the week is out. Maine. If business is transacted on Sunday, you will lose by it on the coming week. New York. Pancake Day is Shrove Tuesday. If you do not eat pancakes on that day, you will have no luck throughout the year. The hens won't lay, etc. Chestertown, Maryland. When two figures that tell one's age are alike, as 22, 33, etc., some great change in life is to be expected. Nashua, New Hampshire. Dressing. If you put on any garment wrong side out, as for example a pair of stockings, never change it, as to do so brings ill luck. This direction is intuitively followed by many people who are entirely free from conscious superstition. General in the United States. If you put a garment on wrong side out, you mustn't speak of it, or you will have bad luck. Maine. If you put a garment on wrong side out, or a hat on wrong end before, spit on it before turning to prevent bad luck. Maine and Ohio. If a garment is put on wrong side out, it is lucky, but unlucky to turn it. Prince Edward Island and Massachusetts. To clothe the left foot before the right one is a sign of misfortune. Ohio. If you button up your dress wrong, i.e., do not begin with the button and buttonhole opposite each other, it means bad luck, or good luck if worn uneven until after sunset. Cape Breton. The putting of the left shoe on the right foot, lacing it wrong, or losing a button are all bad signs. Alabama. Walking across the room with one shoe off is a sign of ill luck. Alabama. When putting on your shoes and stockings, if you complete dressing one foot before beginning to dress the other, it is a sign you will be disappointed. Northern Ohio. Horseshoes. It is good luck to find a horseshoe. General in the United States and Canada. The luck is especially good if the loop end is towards you, that is, if you meet it. Miramichi, New Brunswick. If you find horseshoes and pick them up, you will have a horse. The more nails in the horseshoe, the more luck. Western Pennsylvania. To find a horseshoe nail is good luck, especially if the head is towards you. Miramichi, New Brunswick. If horseshoes are put up over a house for luck, the points should not be placed downwards, or the luck will slip through. Pins. See a pin and pick it up, all the day you'll have good luck. See a pin and pass it by, or let it lie, all the day your luck will fly. Eastern Massachusetts. See a pin and pick it up, all the day you'll have good luck. See a pin and let it lie, come to sorrow by and by. New York. See a pin and pick it up for luck. If the head is towards you, the luck is slow in coming. If the point is towards you, the luck is quick and sharp. Boston, Massachusetts. If you see a pin crosswise, that is, across your path, it means a ride if you pick it up. Boston, Massachusetts. I have known a young lady form a habit of stooping in consequence of keeping the eyes fixed on the ground in the streets of New York City, in order not to miss the good fortune that might come of picking up a pin. The pin must be thrust into a tree or post, in order to keep the luck as long as it remains fast. New York, New York. Find a pin and let it lie, you'll want a pin before you die. Alabama. See a pin and let it lie, you'll want that pin before you die. Peabody, Massachusetts. Salt. It is unlucky to pass salt across the table. Spilling salt is unlucky. Throw some over your left shoulder, or burn a pinch to avert ill luck. Northern Ohio. It is bad luck to spill salt unless it is burned. Virginia. If you spill salt, throw some over your left shoulder and then crawl under one side of the table and come out on the other to prevent bad luck. Bucks Co., Pennsylvania. Spilling salt at table is ill luck to the one towards whom it is spilled. Iowa. If you spill salt, you will have a whipping. New England and Canada. Sweeping. If the broom is moved with the rest of the household furniture, you will not be successful. The broom should be burned while standing in the corner, being watched meanwhile, to prevent the house from taking fire. Never sweep the floor after sunset. It is bad luck. Alabama. Carrying ashes out of the house after sunset is bad luck. Virginia. It is ill luck to sweep dirt out of doors after sunset. Virginia. Dirt must not be swept out of doors after dark, or it will bring disaster to the master of the house. This belief is common among Negroes and superstitious whites. Chestertown, Maryland. Sailors are unwilling that their friends should sweep after dark, because in that case their wages will be swept away by sickness or otherwise. Westport, Massachusetts. Turning back. It is unlucky to turn back for anything after you have set out to go anywhere. Prince Edward Island. Returning to the house for something and starting again without sitting down is bad luck. Virginia. It will prove unlucky if you return for a forgotten article after you have left the house, but if you seat yourself before leaving the house again, the misfortune will be averted. New York. To avert ill luck or disappointment that will come if a person comes back to a house for something forgotten, he must sit down a minute. General in New England. To go back into the house for something after starting on a journey is unpropitious. To have it brought out is all right. Iowa. If you have to go back to the house after something forgotten, you must not sit down, but stand a moment or two, or else it is bad luck. Cape Breton. If you start anywhere and go back, it is bad luck unless you make a cross mark and spit in it. Alabama and Kentucky. Miscellaneous. If two persons shake hands across the gate, they are bringing on themselves ill luck. Alabama. It is unlucky to pass under a ladder. Canada. Go under a ladder and you will be hanged. Walking under a ladder is considered very unlucky. In the outposts, girls will climb the rockiest cliffs to avoid such a contingency. On one occasion in St. John's, where a ladder extended across the sidewalk, of 127 girls who came along, only 6 ventured under it, the rest going along the gutter in mud ankle-deep. Newfoundland. If, in passing, one parts 2 people, it is a sign of disappointment to the parter. When 2 or 3 people go between different posts, in the entrance of gardens, cemeteries, etc., it is a sign they will be separated or disappointed. General in the United States. Sing on the street, disappointment you'll meet. To count the steps of stairs, as you lie on your back, indicates the number of your troubles. To fall upstairs means good luck, downstairs, ill luck. Massachusetts. To stumble downstairs, or on going out in the morning, means bad luck. Peabody, Massachusetts. Opals are unlucky. General in the United States. The opal is unlucky unless set with diamonds. New York. Don't let the tea kettle boil so as to make a bubbling or thumping noise, as some say it is unlucky. Eastern Massachusetts. A tea kettle boiling so as to make a bubbling sound is said to boil away luck and should be removed from the flame. Eastern Massachusetts. Never let your dishwater come to a boil, as every bubble means bad luck to the family. Eastern Massachusetts. Sowing in the twilight is an ill omen. Chatham, New Hampshire. To look over another person's shoulder into a looking-glass means disappointment. Deer Isle, Maine. When going fishing, fishermen wear white mittens for luck. Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It is unlucky to lose a glove. Bathurst, New Brunswick. It is bad luck to have anyone step across the fishing pole. You will catch no fish. Talladega, Alabama. Crawl under a fence and you will have bad luck. Western Massachusetts. To step over the feet of anyone who is sitting is ill luck. Getting out of bed with the left foot first, or taking anything with the left hand when the right is disengaged, is a sign of bad luck. Alabama. In getting out of bed in the morning, the right foot is always to be placed first. Ohio. To get out of bed left foot first makes one cross. He got out of bed left foot first is a universal saying. In going in at the house door, always put the right foot foremost. This practice is observed by many intelligent people. To sing at the table is a sign you will be disappointed. It is an ill omen to leave the table while eating to light the lamp. Western Massachusetts. To lay the knife and fork crosswise is ill luck. Peabody, Massachusetts. When you drop a knife or fork and it sticks up in the floor, you will have good luck. It is lucky to find a rusty knife or other steel instrument. Maine. If a knife be spun round, care should be taken to spin it back again, otherwise it ensures bad luck. Often verses of Proverbs 31 are assigned to girls and boys respectively according to the day of the month of birth. Labrador and Brookline, Massachusetts. It brings bad luck to the bearer of a ring to have it taken from her finger by another person. Massachusetts. Measuring one's waist as for a dress will bring ill luck. To turn a loaf of bread upside down is ill luck. Northern Ohio. To find a 4-leaved clover is lucky, but 5-leaved unlucky. General in the United States. When a vessel is launched, break a bottle of wine over her for luck. The bottle is to be broken by a lady. General in the United States. Never carry clean, wet clothes from one house to another, as it will bring ill luck. Chestertown, Maryland. Do not go into your new house by the back door. If you do, you take disaster with you. Never build on a spot where a house has been burned. The second house is likely to go in the same manner. Maine and Massachusetts. Light coming in at the window is a bad sign. Peabody, Massachusetts. The opening of an umbrella in the house is a sign of bad luck. General in the United States. If you drop your umbrella, you will have ill luck if you pick it up yourself, but the ill luck may be averted by having someone else pick it up. Prince Edward Island. To carry a hoe through the house is ill luck. Alabama. To light 3 lights with 1 match is good luck for a week. Peabody, Massachusetts. The falling of a chandelier foretells a disaster in the family. New York. Breaking a looking glass shows that you'll have 7 years of ill luck. General in the United States. If a chair be turned about on one of its 4 legs, there will be bad luck in the house all that year. Talladega, Alabama. A mare-browed man, that is, one whose eyebrows meet, is unlucky and can cast spells. Newfoundland. It is unlucky, when going deer hunting, to meet a red-haired man. Newfoundland. End of Chapter 9, Superstitions 608 through 713. Luck.
Recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Current Superstitions by Fanny Dickerson Bergen. Chapter 10. Money. 714. A group of bubbles on a cup of coffee signifies money. The United States. 715. A mass of bubbles floating on a cup of coffee signifies that money is coming to one. If he can take up the bubbles on his spoon, it indicates that he will get the money, but if they escape, he will not. Prince Edward Island. 716. If a group of bubbles are floating on the tea or coffee cup, take them up in a spoon and swallow them unbroken, saying, "Save my money." Plymouth and Salem, Massachusetts, and New Brunswick. 717. If when you stir your coffee at breakfast, you will try to catch the bubbles on top, you can have as many dollars as you can catch whole ones. Alabama. 718. To find money and keep it ensures good luck through the year. Talladega, Alabama. 719. Put the first piece of money you can get in the morning into your stocking and you will have more to add to it before night. Alabama. 720. If you can find a piece of money the first day of the year, you will have good luck all the rest of the year. Alabama. 721. If paper money is folded lengthwise first, it will ensure the possession of money. If folded the short fold first, money will not remain in the pocket. Alabama. 722. To make a sale in the first place where an agent calls is good luck. For example, a magnifying glass worth $3 was sold for 75 cents in order to stop a run of bad luck by making a sale. Massachusetts. 723. If your initials spell a word, it means that you will be rich. Massachusetts and Ohio. 724. If the right hand itches, it is a sign you will receive money. If it is the left, you will spend money, because R stands for receive and L for let go. New York. 725. If the left hand itches and you rub it on wood, you'll receive money before the end of the week. Rub it on wood to make it good. Very common in New Brunswick and New England. 726. Itching in the palm of the hand means that it will soon receive money. Clap the closed hand into the pocket. Mount Desert. 727. If you place your money according to value, i.e., lay it in order, you will be rich. Bedford, Massachusetts. 728. An old superstition pertaining to clothing is that before putting a new clothes on, a sum of money must be placed in the right-hand pocket, which will ensure its always being full. If by mistake, however, it be put in the left-hand pocket, the wearer will never have a penny so long as the clothes last. 729. There's a bag of money or a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. 730. If you sow in the twilight, you will never be rich. Miramichi. 731. If you mend or sew on a garment while wearing it, you will always be poor. Bathurst. 732. Always shut the doors or you will never own a house. Salem, Massachusetts. 733. Sparks in the soot on the back wall above a coal fire bring wealth. Rhode Island. 734. Say money 3 times at the sight of a meteor and you'll get it, or wish and you'll get it. 735. When you see a shooting star, say money. As many times as you are able to repeat the word during the fall of the star, so many dollars you will have in your pocket. Connecticut. End of Chapter 10.
Chapter 11 of Current Superstitions. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, visit LibriVox.org. Current Superstitions by Fanny D. Bergen. Chapter 11. Visitors. Superstitions 736 through 794. Having a piece of bread and taking another is a sign someone is coming hungry. Maine, New York, and Pennsylvania. If you drop a slice of bread with the buttered side up, it is a sign of a visitor. Bathurst, New Brunswick. If a broom falls across the threshold, it means a visitor is coming. Massachusetts. 3 chairs in a row is a sign of a caller. Bedford, Massachusetts. 2 chairs chancing to be placed back to back denote that a visitor is coming. Danvers, Massachusetts. 1 chair in front of another means a stranger. Peabody, Massachusetts. If you go around the chimney without sitting down, you will bring company to that house. Guilford, Connecticut. Company on Sunday means company all the week. New England. If you have company on Monday, you will have company every day in the week. General in the United States. If you drop the dishcloth, it is a sign that you will have company. General in the United States. If you almost drop a dishcloth and catch it before it falls, it is a sign of a visitor. Bathurst, New Brunswick. If you drop a dish rag, someone is coming hungry. Alabama. If the dishcloth, on falling to the floor, spreads out, the visitor will be a lady. If it falls in a heap, it will be a gentleman. Cape Breton and Central Maine. If you drop the tea towel, it is a sign of company. Pennsylvania. If you go in at one door and out at another, it is a sign of company. New York and Ohio. Going out through one door of the house and in through another means a visit from agreeable company. If you go in at one door and out of another of the house of a friend, a stranger will enter the house soon. If you go in at the back or front door of a house and out at the front or back, without sitting down, you will bring company. Guilford, Connecticut. If you forget anything on your departure from a visit, you will go there again. Eastern Massachusetts. If the fork is dropped at the table, a man will call. Pennsylvania. If you drop a fork and it sticks in the floor and remains in a standing position, it is a sign that a gentleman will call. But if a knife, a lady will call. General in the United States. Should you drop a knife or scissors so that they stick into the floor and stand up, it is a sign of company. New York. The dropping of any sharp-pointed instrument which sticks up in the floor, such as a knife, a pair of scissors, etc., foretells company coming from the direction in which the article leans. Massachusetts. If the scissors drops, there will be visitors. If the small blade sticks in the floor, it will be children. If the large, adults. Nashua, New Hampshire. A needle dropping on the floor and sticking up means visitors. St. John, New Brunswick. If a knife be dropped at table, a woman will call. Pennsylvania. If you drop a knife at table, a lady will come during the evening. If a fork, a gentleman is coming. Talladega, Alabama. If you drop a knife, it is a sign a lady is coming to see you. If a fork, the visitor will be a man. If a spoon, your cousin. New York. 2 knives beside a plate mean a lady stranger. 2 forks, a man. Peabody, Massachusetts. To put 2 spoons in your teacup is a sign of a stranger. Maine and Massachusetts. 2 forks or spoons crossed on a plate signify that a stranger is coming. If you wash the sugar bowl, you will have company. Eastern Massachusetts. To have too many plates on the table means guests. If an extra plate be accidentally placed upon the table, some visitor will come hungry. Northern Ohio. If you are offered an article of food at the table, which you already have on your plate, but forgetting that you have it, take some more, it is a sign that a stranger is coming to your house before you eat another meal. Quebec. If stems of tea grounds are found in the cup, it denotes that visitors are coming. If you wish them to come, bite the heads off and throw them under the table. Deerfield, Massachusetts. If the stems of tea grounds come on top of the cup, visitors are coming. Bite one, and if it is hard, it will be a man. If soft, a woman. New Hampshire. If successful in the attempt to take stems from your tea, a friend is going to visit you. Alabama. If the tea stem is on the top of the cup, put it in your shoe, and you will have company. Massachusetts. If a tea stem floats in the tea, it is a sign you will have a visitor. If it is hard, it is a man. If it is soft, it is a woman. If it is long, the visitor will be tall. If short, the visitor will be short. New York. To learn about visitors from tea grounds, lift the leaf out and press it against the left hand, naming the days of the week. Upon whatever day the leaf chances to cling and rest, company may be expected. To complete the spell, pat the leaf down your neck and wish. Plymouth, Massachusetts. If your eye quivers, a stranger is coming. Labrador. If a stray hair blows persistently across the eyes, it's the sign that a stranger is coming. Massachusetts. The shin bone itching means guests. The nose itching signifies visitors, general in the United States. The nose itching foretells company. If on the right side, it means a man. If on the left, a woman. Central New York. If your nose itches, you will see an old friend whom you have not seen for some time. New York and Pennsylvania. If your nose itches, it means you'll see a stranger, kiss a fool, or be in danger. Peabody, Massachusetts. To sneeze at the table indicates a stranger. Peabody, Massachusetts. To sneeze before breakfast is a sign you will have a caller before night. Eastern Massachusetts. Sneeze before you eat. See a stranger before you sleep. Cape Breton. As many times as you sneeze before breakfast, so many calls will you have before tea or bedtime. If you sneeze on Saturday, you will have company on Sunday. Massachusetts. Water spilled on the doorstep means a stranger. Ohio. To slop water near a door is a sign of a stranger. Peabody, Massachusetts. A sudden shower of sparks from the fire betokens a visitor. Cape Breton. When you see the soot burning in the back of the chimney, it is a sign of your being visited by a stranger. Alabama. If you crock your knuckles, company will come. Massachusetts. End of chapter 11. Read by Dennis Sayers in Modesto, California, for LibriVox. Spring 2007.
Cures. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Kelly Robinson, Birmingham, Alabama. Current Superstitions by Fanny Bergen. Chapter 12, Cures. Numbers 795 through 871. Amulets. Green glass beads worn about the neck will prevent or cure erysipelas. Chestertown, Maryland. Gold beads were formerly a protection against the king's evil, scrofula, and nearly every maiden and matron wore ample strings of beautiful, large beads. Adams, Massachusetts. Gold beads worn about the neck will cure sore throat. Windham, Maine. Gold beads worn about the throat were thought to cure or prevent goiter. Northern Ohio. A string of gold beads is still held to be a preventive of quinsy, sore throats, and so on. New Hampshire. A string of gold beads worn on the neck will cure or prevent quinsy. Prince Edward Island. Red beads about the neck cure nosebleed. Cazenovia, New York. For nosebleed, wear a red bean on a white string round the neck. Bedford, Massachusetts. A black silk cord about the neck cures croup. Cazenovia, New York. A key worn hanging about the neck by a string prevents nosebleed. Central Maine. Wearing brown paper on the chest will cure seasickness. Newton, Massachusetts, and Chestertown, Maryland. Tie a piece of black ribbon around a child's neck and it will prevent croup. Waltham, Massachusetts. Brass earrings or rings are thought by Negroes to keep away rheumatism. Alabama. To cure rheumatism, wear a brass ring on the finger. Boston, Massachusetts. Wearing brass rings will prevent cramp. Alabama. A brass ring worn on the finger will cure rheumatism. Chestertown, Maryland, Negro. Sailors wear gold earrings for weak eyes or to strengthen the sight. Brookline, Massachusetts. A common custom among Negroes is to wear a leather strap about the wrist as a cure for rheumatism, sprains, etc., and to give strength. Chestertown, Maryland, Negro. As a cure for nosebleed, tie a string about the little finger. Cape Breton. A leather string commonly worn around the neck is supposed to prevent whooping cough. Chestertown, Maryland. A red string tied about the waist cures nausea or seasickness. Massachusetts. Charm. To keep fire always burning on the hearth will prevent cholera among chickens. Alabama. If a fish hook pierces the hand, stick it 3 times into wood in the name of the Trinity to prevent festering or other evil consequences. Newfoundland. If you scratch yourself with a rusty nail, stick the nail immediately into hard wood and it will prevent lockjaw. Salem, Massachusetts. A man who stuck a nail in his foot was told by a neighbor to pull it out, grease it, and hang it up in the chimbley, otherwise he might have lockjaw. New Brunswick. To cure nose bleeding, write the person's name on the forehead. Newfoundland. For rheumatism, carry a horseshoe nail in the pocket. Central New York. To get rid of rheumatism, you go in de lot and go up to fence, den put you breast on it and say, I left you here, 3 times. Den you go way and don't you never come back there no more. French Canadian. To cure fits, the first time the child or person has one, tear off the shirt of the patient and burn it up, and no more fits will return. Chestertown, Maryland, Negro. If you don't want the cramp in your foot, turn your shoes bottom up at night. Nashua, New Hampshire. To keep off nightmare, put your shoes at night with the toes pointing away from the bed. Central New York. To ward off nightmare, sleep with shears under the pillow. Central New York. Nightmare is caused by the nightmare man, a kind of evil spirit, struggling with one. It is prevented by placing a sharp knife under the pillow and stuffing the keyhole with cotton. Windham, Maine. Sores can be cured by those who possess magical powers, going through certain incantations, which are to be followed by applications of oatmeal and vinegar. Newfoundland. For a sty on the eye, take a small piece of paper, rub it on the sty, go across the road 3 times and say each time, Sty, sty, go off my eye, go on the first one that passes by. This is a sure cure in 2 or 3 days. Talladega, Alabama. To cure a sty, repeat at a crossroads. Sty, sty, leave my eye, and take the next one that passes by. Massachusetts, Indiana, and California. Toothache may be cured by conjurers who apply the finger to the aching tooth while muttering a charm, or tie a number of knots in a fishing line. Newfoundland. Toothache may be cured by a written charm, sealed up and worn around the neck of the afflicted person. The following is a copy of the charm. I've seen it written, a feller was sittin' on a marvel stone, and our Lord came by, and he said to him, What's the matter with thee, my man? And he said, Got the toothache, marster? And he said, Follow me, and thee shall have no more toothache. Newfoundland. For toothache, take an eyelash, an eyebrow, trimmings of the fingernails, and toenails of the patient. Bore a hole in a beech tree, and put them in. The sufferer must not see the tree, and it must not be cut down or burned. Cape Breton. Treat biliousness by boring 3 holes in a tree and walking 3 times around it, saying, Go away, bilious. Eastern Shore of Maryland. The most powerful charm is a piece of printed paper called the Letter of Jesus Christ. This, in addition to the well-known letter of Lentulus to the Senate, contains many absurd superstitions, such as the promise of safe delivery in childbed and freedom from bodily hurt to those who may possess a copy of it. Newfoundland. Water. Rub the hands with the first snow that falls, and you'll not have sore hands all winter. Wynne, Maine. On Ash Wednesday, before sunrise, dip a pail of water in a running brook, upstream. Bottle it and keep as a cure for anything. Maine. Catch the last snow of the season, for example, in April. Melt and put into a bottle. It will cure sore eyes. Chestertown, Maryland. Water made from snow that falls in the month of May will cure sore eyes. Prince Edward Island. Rainwater caught the 1st of June will cure freckles. It will not putrefy. Massachusetts. An Indian doctor used for inflammation of the eyes rainwater caught on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of June. It is said that this will not putrefy. New Hampshire. The first water that falls in June is supposed to cure all skin diseases, and I am informed it is dreadful good for the insides too. Westford, Massachusetts. Water in which a blacksmith has cooled his iron is a cure for freckles. Malden, Massachusetts. Miscellaneous. It is believed that piercing the ear will cure weak eyes or strengthen the eyes. It is often done to children for this purpose. Northern Ohio. To cure hiccups, repeat in one breath the words, There was an old woman who lived all alone, and she was made of skin and bone. One day to church she went to pray, and on the ground a man there lay, and from his head unto his feet the worms crawled in, the worms crawled out. Boston, Massachusetts. A variant. There was an old woman who lived all alone, and she was made of skin and bone. One day to church she went to pray, and on the ground there lay a man. And from his head unto his feet the worms crawled in, the worms crawled out. The woman to the parson said, Shall I be so when I am dead? The parson, he said, Yes. Portland, Maine, Brookline, and Deerfield, Massachusetts. For hiccups, the nurse used to say in a droning, deep, ghostly tone, There was an old man and an old woman, and they lived in a bottle and eat bones. Brookline, Massachusetts. Other somewhat general remedies for hiccups are to munch a spoonful of sugar, to scare the one troubled with hiccups by some startling announcement or accusation as, See, you've torn your dress, or How did you break my vase? Etc. Another custom is to steadily point a finger at the hiccuper, or to make him hold up his arm and shake it. To cure hiccups, slowly take 9 sips of water. Prince Edward Island and Northern Ohio. Another cure for hiccups is as follows. Put the thumb up against the lower lip with the fingers under the chin and say, Hiccup, hiccup, over my thumb, 9 times. Northern Ohio. A cure for hiccups. Try for a long time to make the edges of the thumbnails meet at the end. Chestertown, Maryland. Think of the one you love best to cure hiccups. Prince Edward Island. For chapped lips, kiss the middle rail of a 5-railed fence. Bernardston, Massachusetts. To relieve coughing or strangling, put a pair of scissors down inside the back of your dress. Prince Edward Island. Chew brown paper as a cure for nosebleed. Eastern Massachusetts. For nosebleed, put a key down the back. For nosebleed, hold up the right arm. For nosebleed, place a wad of paper between the upper lip and the gum. You can keep from crying as you peel onions if you keep the mouth closed. Northern Ohio. Hold, by the points, 2 needles between your teeth as you peel onions, and you will not cry. Prince Edward Island. Hold a needle between your teeth with the point out while peeling onions, and you'll not cry. That is, will not feel the smart. You will not cry in peeling onions if you hold a bit of bread in the mouth. Prince Edward Island, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Irish. Or put the bread on the point of the knife. Maine. You will not cry in peeling onions if you let the faucet be open, so the water will run. Cambridge, Massachusetts. To bring up the palate when it drops and tickles the root of the tongue, take a wisp of hair on the crown of the head and tie it up very tight. Chestertown, Maryland. Rubbing a sty with a gold ring will cure it. Prince Edward Island. Cure a sty by rubbing it with a wedding ring. General. A sty in the eye is cured by rubbing a gold ring on the eye 3 mornings with the sign of the cross. Labrador. A pebble in the mouth will ease thirst. Brookline, Massachusetts. A sore throat may be cured by binding about the neck, on going to bed, one of the stockings which the patient has been wearing. No other one will do. Somewhat general in the United States. To cure the sore throat, take 3 handfuls of ashes with your left hand, put into your left stocking, and bind it around your throat. Mattawamkeag, Maine. To burn the little nerve in the ear will cure the toothache forever. Northern Ohio. End of Chapter 12, Cures. Warts. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Kelly Robinson, Birmingham, Alabama. Current Superstitions by Fanny Bergen. Chapter 13, Warts. Number 872 through 929. Causes. Blood from the warts on a cow's bag coming in contact with a person's hands will cause warts to appear on them. New Hampshire. Blood from a wart, especially if applied to the tongue, will cause warts to appear. New Jersey. To count another person's warts will cause them to appear on you. General in the United States. If one counts stars while lying on his back, he will have as many warts as he has counted stars. New York and Trenton, New Jersey. To drink the water in which eggs have been boiled will cause internal warts. Miramichi, New Brunswick. Washing the hands in water in which eggs have been boiled causes warts to grow. Cape Breton and Eastern Massachusetts. Warts are caused by touching the white of an egg. Salem, Massachusetts. To touch the jellyfish will cause warts. Halifax, Nova Scotia, and parts of eastern New England. Touching the excrescences that sometimes appear on trees will cause warts on the hand of the person who touches them. New England. The handling of large species of toadstool, sometimes popularly called wart toadstool, will cause warts to grow on the part of the hand coming in contact with it. New Hampshire. The handling of a toad will cause warts to appear. General in the United States. Cures. To cure a wart, grease it with stolen bacon and hide the latter. Split a bean and put 1/2 on the wart, 1/2 in the ground, and at the end of the week dig up the latter. Place on the wart with the other half. Bury again, and this will cure the wart. Greenfield, Massachusetts. Beans rubbed on a wart and thrown in the well will cure a wart. Maine. Rub a white bean on the warts, wrap it in paper, and throw it on the road. Whoever picks it up will get the warts. Connecticut. If you find an old bone in the field, rub the wart with it, then lay it down exactly as you found it. The wart will be cured. Maine. If a person has warts, he should rub them with a bone, and after replacing the bone, they are said to leave. Alabama. Rub a wart with the yellow milky juice of celandine, Chelidonium majus, Massachusetts. The juice of wild celandine, Impatiens fulva, is used as a wart cure. Franconia, New Hampshire. Dandelion juice will cure warts. Revere Beach, Massachusetts. The milky juice of the Euphorbia hypericifolia and other small prostrate euphorbias is thought to be a sure cure for warts. Northern Ohio. The milky juice of the common cypress spurge, Euphorbia cyparissias, will cure warts. The juice of the common large milkweeds, Asclepias, will cure warts. Massachusetts. The juice of the milk thistles, Sonchus, will cure warts. Prince Edward Island. The milky juice of the Osage orange is used as a wart cure. Southern Ohio. The first time a person has seen your wart, if it is rubbed with fresh cream by that person, the wart will surely go away. Brunswick, New York. Rub a wart with a stolen dishcloth and then hide or bury the latter. As it decays, the wart will disappear. General in the United States. Rub the wart with a stolen dishcloth and secrete the dishcloth until it becomes moldy and decays. Then the wart is cured. Bucks County, Pennsylvania. To cure a wart, draw a blade across it and then draw the knife across a sweet apple tree. Lawrence, Massachusetts. Warts are cured by stealing pork from the family barrel of salted pork, rubbing the warts with it, and throwing it into the road. The person who picks it up gets the warts. Brunswick, New York. Sell your warts for money. Throw the money away anywhere, but on your own land. Whoever picks up the money gets also the warts. Springfield, Massachusetts. To cure warts, cut your fingernails and put them in the knothole of a tree. Then stop up the hole, wishing the warts on to someone else. Connecticut. Make a wart bleed and put the blood on a penny. Throw the latter away, and the finder will get the wart. Cut up an onion. Rub the wart with each slice. and bury all the slices. Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Split a pea and rub the wart with both pieces. Make a wish that some person shall get the wart. Throw one piece over one shoulder and the other over the other into the river, and the wart will go to the person wished. Miramichi, New Brunswick. If you rub your warts with a pebble, wrap the pebble in paper, and throw it away, the person who picks it up will have them come to him. Or, should you label the paper with someone's name and throw it away, the warts will go to the person whose name you have written. New England. Take a green mossy pebble, wrap it up, tie it, and throw it away. The finder will catch the wart which you had. Rhode Island. Take as many pebbles as there are warts. Rub them on the warts, roll them in paper, and throw them away. The finder takes the warts. Boxford, Massachusetts. Go out of doors, count 3. Stop and pick up the stone nearest to your toe. Wrap it up in a paper and throw it away. The one that picks it up will get the warts. Providence, Rhode Island. Count out secretly as many stones as you have warts. Tie in a rag and throw them where they can't be seen. Massachusetts. If you have warts, walk 9 steps backward with your eyes shut, having just picked up a pebble with which rub the wart, and throw it away. Fort Worth, Texas. To cure warts, wash the hands in warm pig's blood. Nova Scotia. Steal as many pins as you have warts. Wrap them in paper and throw them in the road. The warts will attack whoever picks up the paper and leave you. Brunswick, New York. Run a pin through the wart and put the pin in the road. The finder gets the wart. Missouri. Rub warts with the head of a pin. Hide the latter and do not look for it. Or tie a knot in a string, lay it away, and do not look for it, and the warts will disappear. Western New York. Take a potato and rub it over the wart. Then wrap the potato in a piece of paper and throw it away. The one who finds it will have the wart. Maine. Rub the wart with a cotton rag. Spit on the rag and hide it under a water board, a wooden gutter used as a duct for rainwater off the roof of a house, where the water will drip on it. The whole operation must be kept secret. Kansas. Rub the wart with rock salt till it bleeds, and throw a lump of salt in the fire. If it crackles and snaps out of the fire, the wart will get well. If not, not. Central Maine. Binding a slug, Limax, on a wart will cure it. Cazenovia, New York. Rub the warts with the sole of your shoe. As the leather wears away, the warts depart. Springfield, Massachusetts. When a person wishes to remove warts from his hand, cut as many notches on a stick as you have warts, and standing on a bridge, throw the stick over your left shoulder and turn your head. They will go off before you leave the bridge. Alabama. Cut notches in a stick to the number of warts you have, and then bury the stick. Massachusetts. Some pretend to remove warts by touching with the sharp point of a stick and rubbing them in the notch of another stick. Then, if the patient tells of it, they will come back. Alabama. Take as many joints of oat or wheat straw as a person has warts and burn them under a stone. As the joints rot, the warts disappear. This is to be done by another for you. Cape Breton. Rub saliva on the wart. Tie a string around the hand so that the knot comes on the wart. Take off the string and hide in a hollow stump. Southern Indiana. Kill a toad and put its blood on the wart. The warts will go away in 3 weeks. Marquette, Michigan. Warts are cured by tying a knot in a string for every wart and putting under the eaves of the house. The warts go as the string rots. Ohio. Warts may be cured by applying to them water standing in the hollow of an oaken stump. Boxford, Massachusetts, and Ohio. End of 13.
Weather.
This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Sandra Martin, Waikoloa, Hawaii. Current Superstitions by Fanny Bergen. Superstitions number 930 through 1079. As the days begin to lengthen, so the cold begins to strengthen. Northeastern United States and Canada. Fire-spitting sparks means cold weather. Patten, Maine. If the fire burns well, it is coming cold weather. General in the United States. Fog in winter is always succeeded by cold and wind. Plenty of hawberries foretell a hard winter, i.e., they are to serve as a store of food for birds. Canada. Cold weather comes after the wind has blown over the oat stubble. Pennsylvania. Days and times. The first Tuesday after the new moon settles the weather for that quarter. Newfoundland. If it is a fair sunset Friday night, it will rain before Monday. Massachusetts. If it storms on a Friday, it will storm again before the next Monday. Massachusetts and New York. If the sun sets clear Friday night, it will not rain before Monday night. But if it sets in a cloud, it will rain before Monday night. Boston, Massachusetts. The weather of the last Friday in the month governs the next month. Cambridge, Massachusetts. There will be sun during some part of Saturday the year through. Brookline, Massachusetts. If it rains the last Saturday or the first Sunday in a month, it will rain the 3 following Sundays. Maine. The sun shines some part of every Saturday in the year but one. New England. Saturday's moon comes 7 years too soon and denotes bad weather. Newfoundland. Sunday's sail will never fail. Topsail Bay, Newfoundland. Weather is apt to repeat itself in the following week, i.e., there will be a run of wet Sundays or fine Tuesdays, etc. Brookline, Massachusetts. The first 7 days of January indicate the first 7 months of the year. Mild days, mild months, etc. Nova Scotia. If March comes in like a lamb, it will go out like a lion, and vice versa. General in the United States. The corn is planted when the Baltimore Orioles appear, or when the first green is noticed on the oak tree. Milton, Massachusetts. A dry May and a wet June make the farmer whistle a merry tune. Franklin Center, Rhode Island. It rains often on July 4th. That is due to the firing of cannon, etc. General in the United States. If there is a wet September, there will be a next summer's drought. No crops and famine. California. If it rains on Easter, it will rain 7 Sundays thereafter. Hennepin, Illinois. A green Christmas makes a full churchyard, or a green Christmas makes a fat graveyard. General in the United States. The 12 days at Christmas govern the weather of the months of the coming year. Eastern Massachusetts. The 12 days at Christmas time make the almanac for the year. Massachusetts. It is a general notion that a cold winter is followed by a hot summer, and vice versa. It always rains while the cadets are in camp. Eastern Massachusetts. It always rains during May meetings. Boston, Massachusetts. It always rains during a cattle show. Deerfield, Massachusetts. Women cruising, i.e., visiting about on pot days, especially Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, when people have their best dinner, usually pork and cabbage, in the pot, is a sign of bad weather. But it is also said that it is a sign of mild weather. Newfoundland and Labrador. Fair or foul. Of a change. Long looked for, long last. Short notice, soon past. Brookline, Massachusetts. From 12 till 2 tells what the day will do. New England. If it rains before 7, it will drip before 11. Eastern Maine. If it rains before 7, it will quit before 11. Prince Edward Island and Maine, Massachusetts, and northern Ohio. If a storm clears off in the night, pleasant weather will last but a few hours. Northern Ohio. In uncertain or threatening weather, it is said that if you can see a piece of blue sky big enough to make a pair of breeches, it will clear off. Maine, Massachusetts, and northern Ohio. Variant. If you can see enough blue sky in the west to make an old woman's apron, it will clear off. Eastern Maine. Clocks and watches tick louder before mild weather. Scilly Cove, Newfoundland. Cobwebs on the grass are a sign of fair weather. General in the United States. If every dish is cleaned at a given meal, then look for fair weather the following day. Pennsylvania Germans. Fog lying in valleys is a sign of a civil day. Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. If hoarfrost remains after sunrise, the day will be fine. If not, the day will be wet. Scilly Cove, Newfoundland. A load of hay passing means fair weather. Massachusetts. Rainbow in the morning, sailors take warning. Rainbow at night, sailors' delight. General in Canada and the United States. A rainbow is a sign of showers. Prince Edward Island. Rain falling while the sun is shining indicates more showers. Prince Edward Island and northern Ohio. Rain falling while the sun shines is a sign it will rain next day. Methuen, Massachusetts. Rain falling while the sun is shining means that the devil is beating his wife with a codfish. General in the United States. Thunder in the morning, all the day storming. Thunder at night is the sailor's delight. Red at night, sailor's delight. Red in the morning, sailors take warning. Maine and eastern Massachusetts. Evening red and morning gray will speed the traveler on his way. Evening gray and morning red will bring the rain upon his head. Massachusetts, New York, and Ohio. Evening red and morning gray, you'll surely have a pleasant day. New York. Red sun, hot day tomorrow. High wind at dawn is a sign of a civil, calm day. Newfoundland. Sun's hounds, a sort of halo, before the sun denote dirty weather. After the sun denote fine weather. Scilly Cove, Newfoundland. In Prince Edward Island and the United States, these halos are called sundogs and are said to be a sign of coming rain. Much snow during the winter denotes good crops next year. New Harbor, Newfoundland. If the stars are scarce, big, and dull, it portends mild weather in winter. If large and bright, it portends frost in winter. Newfoundland. Stars twinkling are a sign of bad weather. Labrador and New Harbor, Newfoundland. Moon. When the moon is on the back, it denotes weather wet or mild. When on the end, it denotes frost. Newfoundland. Should the new moon lie on its back, it is a sign it will be dry that month, for the moon will hold water. The Indian says the hunter can hang his powder horn upon it. But should the new moon stand vertically, it will be a wet month, for the moon will not hold water and the powder horn will slip off. Very many, however, reverse these signs. New England, New York, and Ohio. The Indians told the first settlers that if the moon lay well on her back, so that a powder horn could be hung on the end, the weather during that moon will be dry. Nova Scotia. The moon changing in the west denotes that fine weather will prevail during that moon. Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. If the moon changes near midnight, there will be fine weather. The nearer to midnight, the finer the weather. Conception Bay, Newfoundland. A disk or ring around the moon indicates bad weather, rain or snow. Newfoundland. A circle round the moon means rain. In some localities, the number of stars inside the circle denotes the number of days until it will rain. Prince Edward Island, general in the United States. Where there is a ring around the moon, whichever way the ring opens, the wind will blow in. If it does not open, there will be fine weather. The bigger the ring, the nearer the bad weather. Trinity Bay, Newfoundland. If the new moon is of light color, there will be a frost. If it is red, it will be mild for a month. Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. The weather of the new moon governs the month's weather. Newfoundland. The weather of the new moon governs the first quarter, and after that remains the same. Therefore, it governs the first half. Conception Bay, Newfoundland. The moon being red near midnight, with blunted corners or horns, portends mild weather that month. If the corners are white and sharp, there will be frosty weather. Conception Bay, Newfoundland. If there is a star before the moon, the weather will be calm. If the star is behind the moon, the weather will be stormy. New Harbor, Newfoundland. Rain. A load of barrels foretells wet weather. Eastern Massachusetts. When the brothers, Catholic theological students, turn out in a procession, it will rain soon. Baltimore, Maryland. When a great many women are seen on the street, it will rain next day. Bedford, Massachusetts. When you blow out the candle, if the fire on the wick burns bright, it means a fair day on the morrow. If it dies down on being blown out, it indicates a rainy day. Plymouth, Ohio. When long cirrus clouds or cow's tails are seen, it means rain. Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Cobwebs on the grass for 3 mornings running are a sign of wet. If there is no dew on the grass at night, it will rain the next day. General in the United States. Conjurers can stop rain by throwing up clods of dirt. Alabama. Fog on the hill brings water to the mill. Fog on the moor brings the sun to the door. New York. A fog from the hills brings water to the mills. A fog from the sea drives all the rain away. Prince Edward Island. Fog on the hill brings water to the mill. Fog in the vale, catch all the water in a pail. Massachusetts. 3 foggy mornings and then a rain. Massachusetts. It will rain within 24 hours of a hoarfrost. Deerfield, Massachusetts. When the glass sweats, it is the sign of rainy weather. Alabama. If the ground is black, it means rain. Peabody, Massachusetts. To wear your husband's hat is a sign of rain. Massachusetts. Talking of horses is a sign of rain. Labrador. Mackerel sky 5 miles high lets the earth go 3 days dry. Miller's River, Massachusetts. Mackerel sky, rain by and by. Massachusetts. A mackerel sky is a sign of a storm. Prince Edward Island. Mackerel sky, rain is nigh. Or, mackerel sky, rain tomorrow. Brookline, Massachusetts. Mackerel sky, 3 days high. Never leaves the earth, 3 days dry. Massachusetts. Mackerel's back and the mare's tails make lofty ships carry low sails. Newburyport, Massachusetts. Mackerel sky, horse's tail, make the sailor draw his sail. Brookline, Massachusetts. Mackerel sky, wind blow high. Canada. Mackerel sky, 24 hours dry. Salem, Massachusetts. Open and shet, sign of wet. Maine and Massachusetts. Open and shet, sign of more wet. Massachusetts. Open and shet, kind o' wet. Massachusetts. If raindrops linger on the pane, there will be further rain. Raindrops falling on a river, etc., and raising large bubbles, mean a heavy fall of rain and a flood. If you can see the reflection of the building, etc., in puddles in the street, it will rain inside of 12 hours. Salem, Massachusetts. When the rain dries up quickly from puddles, it will rain again soon. Mattawamkeag, Maine. The rope becoming slack denotes that rain is coming. Placentia Bay, Newfoundland. Sparks on the bottom of the tea kettle mean rain. Patten, Maine. The sun drawing water means rain. General in the United States. When the sun sets in a bank of clouds, there will soon be rain. Alabama. It is believed that a rain may be stopped by putting one umbrella or more out in the rain. The longer left, the better. New Orleans, Louisiana. Water boiling over out of a kettle is a sign of rain. Labrador. Water boiling away quickly from the kettle is a sign of rain. Newfoundland, General in the United States. The same, however, is also said to be a sign of mild weather. Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. To eat or sing in the water closet betokens rain the next day. Eastern Massachusetts. Water low in wells is a sign of rain. Placentia Bay, Newfoundland. Whistle to bring rain. Newfoundland. When you hear a distant locomotive whistle, it is a sign of rain. Alabama. Comes the rain before the wind, then your topsail you must mind. Comes the wind before the rain, haul your topsails up again. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. If the rain comes before the wind, it is time your topsail to take in. If the wind before the rain, you may hoist your topsail up again. Labrador. Wind and storm. A broom falling across the doorway or chairs set crosswise is the sign of a storm. Stratham, New Hampshire. If a cloud and wind are coming, the wind will last. Trinity Bay, Newfoundland. If a cloud looks as if it had been picked by a hen, get ready to reef your topsails then. Mansfield, Ohio. Clothes hanging about the rigging will bring wind. Newfoundland. Blue blazes in a coal fire mean a storm. Eastern Massachusetts. When wood on the fire makes a peculiar hissing noise, it is said to tread snow, and there will soon be a storm. Salem, Massachusetts. If the stove lids get red hot when the fire is first made, it is a sure sign of a storm of some kind. Cambridge, Massachusetts. If the vessel is becalmed, throw a halfpenny overboard to buy wind. Harbor Grace, Newfoundland. If the halyard lies against the mast, the wind will increase. Newfoundland. Sticking a knife in the mainmast produces wind. Conception Bay, Newfoundland. Table knives turning blue denote that a northeast wind is coming. Placentia Bay, Newfoundland. Strange lights at sea are seen before a northeast gale. Newfoundland. To see northern lights denotes that south wind and a storm will come inside of 48 hours. Massachusetts. If the fall line storm clears off warm, it signifies that storms through that fall and winter will clear away with mild weather, i.e., the way in which the storm closes at the autumn equinox will rule the weather following storms until the vernal equinox storm. Then the same saying applies to the line storm of March, and the spring and summer after storms is foretold. The contrary would happen if cool weather followed the line storm. Weathersfield, Vermont. In the fall, if the sky is red in the west at sunset, a gale is coming from the northeast. Newfoundland. If a sky turn gray, the wind will be north. Newfoundland. First rise after low foretells stronger blow. Sailors putting the end of the sheet overboard will bring wind. Hitting it 3 times across the thwart stops the wind. Topsail Bay, Newfoundland. The day of the month of the first snowstorm indicates the number of storms in the year. Eastern Massachusetts. If the stars are remarkably clear and bright, it is likely there will be a storm the next day. Stars in a circle around the moon foretell a storm in the same number of days as there are stars. Maine, Massachusetts, and New York. Stars shooting about portend wind. Heart's Delight, Newfoundland. A shooting star shows that wind is coming from the direction toward which it goes. Conception Bay, New Harbor, Newfoundland. If stars are in thick patches before 12 at night, it is a sign that wind will come next day from that quarter. Heart's Delight, Trinity Bay, Newfoundland. For the sun to rise and go into a cloud means a storm. Massachusetts. If the sun sets in a bank, the wind will be in the western bank. Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. If the bottom of the tea kettle is white when taken from the stove, it indicates a snowstorm. Peabody, Massachusetts. The sun, getting up water, denotes wind and dirty weather. Skilly Cove, Newfoundland. Whistle for a breeze. Universal among sailors. Whistling of wind in blocks aloft is a sign of a heavy storm. Conception Bay, Newfoundland. End of chapter 14.